Evibes. This is the musical band series, and the goal is one. We are celebrating musical bands here in Ghana, and one of the bands making waves here in Takoradi is the Evergreen Movement Band. They deserve to be celebrated. They've been in this business for over a decade, and so they've got a story to tell. And so this is the reason why we are here, from the Genesis to the Revelations. We are giving it all to you here on Evibes. So please stick and stay with me. I've got Eben here. He'll be telling us everything you need to know about the Evergreen Band. Evergreen Movement Band right here, giving us all the tunes. But so Eben actually is the band lead, and so he'll be telling us the history of Evergreen Band, Evergreen Movement Band. Why the Evergreen Movement Band? Thank you so much for joining us and for having us here, Eben. So first of all, one interesting thing I want to know is about the instruments. What I'm holding right now.
So this is the trumpets. So this actually leads the songs, and we have a couple of varieties. We have the trumpet.
So this is a trumpet.
This is the trumpet. This is the flugelhorn.
Okay.
Yes. It's similar to the trumpet, but
okay,
this kind of like has a lighter tone.
I see like a bigger one here.
Yes. This is called the mini tuba.
The mini tuba.
It's for
the
bass.
Mini tuba is for the bass.
Yes.
So how many instruments do you use in all?
We have about 15 instruments.
15 instruments. And this is just the drum.
This is the snare drum. This is like the pulse of the band.
The pulse of the band.
The pulse of the band. And the bass drum here, this is the bass drum. This is the heartbeat. Yes.
Okay, wait. The pulse.
This is the pulse
of the band.
Yes.
And the heartbeat of the band. Okay.
And we have the tenor drum here.
Tenor drum.
Yes. This basically symbolizes the blood flow. So it flows.
Okay.
Yes. It should flow. It should always flow.
Okay.
Like yes.
I know that there's a lot more to learn about the Evergreen Band. But tell me about the whole genesis of the Evergreen Band. Okay. I know that 10 years ago somebody created this, and we're here today. Tell me all about it. How did it all how did you even get like everybody to come by?
So Evergreen Movement Band was founded by Daniel Ajobia.
Daniel Ajobia. Okay.
And it was formed in the Methodist Church.
Methodist Church.
Yes, it's in Takoradi.
Okay.
So we created the band to kind of like project the gospel. Yes.
Okay, and so the band is created to project the gospel.
Preach the gospel through brass music.
Okay.
Exactly. And we are basically from the Boys and Girls Brigade, Methodist Boys and Girls Brigade.
Oh.
So most of us are from the brigade. So that's how come we have the masses.
Okay. So okay, I get it. So what would you call this band? Brass band? Because you know we have like musical bands, and we're trying to learn about musical bands.
We don't
so
really
how would you call this one?
The name brass band. We are a movement band.
Not necessarily your tag, but I'm talking about generally.
So this is a brass band.
This is a brass band. Why is it called the brass band?
And it's called a brass band because we deal with the brass instruments. Yes, exactly. We have wind instruments. That is the saxophones and the piccolos. That is called the wind instrument. But these are all brass instruments. So it's made of brass. So that's how come the brass band name. Exactly.
So over the years, since the inception of Evergreen Movement Band, can you tell me what impacts you've made with, the brand? Because I see young people in there. How many? Over 90 members,
over
right?
90
But
members.
we only have like 40 here today.
Exactly.
So over 90 members who are signing up for the band. What impact does it really, how impactful is the Evergreen Band to the society here in Takoradi?
Okay, so initially there was this kind of negative perception about brass instrument players.
Okay.
That they were school dropouts, drunkards, weed smokers. So since the inception of Evergreen Movement Band, we've been able to change that perception about, because most of us are doctors, we have lawyers,
right.
we have students.
Okay.
Yeah, university graduates. Yeah, exactly. And we mostly invite spokespersons to give us talks. We go for church visitations, we perform there to kind of like project the gospel. So it's basically preaching the gospel through brass music. Yes,
okay.
And we mostly visit the orphanage homes, do donations and stuff. So we are kind of like unique. We stand out, exactly. So time and time we kind of like try to change any negative perception about brass band playing, and like it's helping.
Let me take you into the music industry, because obviously you form part of the industry. Mostly it's about people's songs that you just play, right? Do you post these things on social media, on YouTube and all of that? How is when you talk about copyright issues? Have you ever had to go through the copyright straight? Do you have to call like an artist and tell them that I'm performing your songs, and so we're doing a rendition of your song, and we're putting it on social media to make money and all of that? How does that work?
Okay, so
for the brass,
we don't really call the artists involved to kind of like let them know that we are making a rendition of their songs or something like that, because it doesn't necessarily, we don't kind of like do the same exact thing, because this brass, yes, there's a different rendition of the song, right? And sometimes too,
but
we
you don't
kind
need
of
to
like
seek permission.
No, please.
You've never had to seek permission from anybody.
Yes, exactly.
And you've never had, the situation where that said musician will go like, okay, you don't have permission to use my song.
No, never.
You're using the song.
We haven't experienced that before.
Okay, because I know that you do like a lot of genres.
Yes.
Apart from the fact that you're promoting the gospel, you do other genres as well.
Yes.
What is the inspiration behind that? Serving the people.
Yes, it's like it goes both ways. Yes, we kind of like chip in other genres of songs to kind of like gain the interest of those that aren't actually fond of the gospel songs and stuff.
Right.
So we actually inviting them, then we give them the gospel. That's how we do it. So we let them in, give them the gospel. We let them in by playing the other genres like Afrobeats, hip life, high life. Then we give them the gospel. That's our
what you're
vision.
saying is almost sounding like charity work. Do you make money? How do you get to pay all of them? Is it charity, or you have to register and be paid at the end of the day? How does it work? Payments.
We sometimes seek for sponsorship. Yeah, and sometimes we actually perform for the Supreme Masquerade Society.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And they kind of like it's a masquerade club, and people pay to join. So every December we have outings with them. So that's where we gain some of our resources. Yes. So that's how come we purchase our instruments. We sometimes pay for some of the members their fees, buy our outfits and stuff. So that's where we gain our income and stuff. Yes.
And how has that been over the years? Challenging?
A bit challenging. There's always a bit of challenges here and there, but by the grace of God, we've been able to sail through 10 years and running. So
10 years and running. I'm sure that you're a voice to be listened to when it comes to music, right?
Yes.
So from where the musical bands sit, and for the entertainment industry, the music industry as a whole, where do you think you find yourselves when it comes to band music in Ghana and the music industry? Where does the band sit? Do you think that you've been included in any way?
Exactly, because we've performed on like various platforms. We've performed on Western Music Awards.
Okay.
We were once invited to perform with Kofi Kinata at the BGMAs.
Okay.
Yes, and like we've won several awards too.
As well.
Yes, so we are recognized not just in Takoradi here.
Okay.
We are recognized in the whole Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, you can testify to the fact that most of the bands here kind of like they also have this kind of recognition, but we stand out because of the way like we carry ourselves, with our style of play, the kind of like encouragement, the kind of passion we put in our work, and it helps us a lot. That's a bit of an encouragement to us to push through and make more music for the fans.
So what do you make of the music industry?
We will get there. We'll get there. There's still more.
Wrong?
No, not like there's.
You know, I'm asking because you are more focused on the music.
Yes.
You know, we just listen to music. Where I say we just listen to music, but you pay attention. You focus on maybe somebody is using the trumpet or the trombone. Sorry, or the trombone and all of that. You have like an idea of what instrument is being used and all of that. So you know when the music is good and you know when the music is not good. So I'm asking you, I'm a sitting back and being in this industry for over 10 years. I mean, what do you make of our industry?
It's a bit challenging. It's challenging, but we'll get there. All we need is to come together, support ourselves, and push through. That's all I can say, because
you think that we're not together?
There's a bit of this violence and this kind of like disunity among ourselves.
Okay.
It's sometimes good to create this kind of like healthy competition, but sometimes it gets too extreme that we tend to kind of like come in with this kind of like misunderstanding, and that worries us a lot. Exactly, and we'll get there. We'll work on things and
hopefully we'll get there.
Exactly.
Right? Hopefully we'll get there. There's more. I know that you have a lot of performances that you've been doing. You've climbed a lot of stages. Let's go. I know that you have like a performance in a minute. You know, on the Made in Tadi stage. So we'll get the opportunity to see how that performance goes. We will be right back. Performance right there. I must say that this is the first time I've seen you in action. How was the feeling out there?
It was a nice experience. We came here to show our support and give out our best, and that's what we did. And we are proud of ourselves, and we can tell the audience loved it. So we thank God for that. Yeah.
And so we were talking about, you know, the group as a whole, and I noticed on stage some few female. How many females do you have in the...
6 females now, yeah.
Okay.
We have 6 females now. And you can tell they are all beautiful. We have our beautiful ladies here. Yeah, so we have females in our midst.
How you doing?
Fine.
I mean, beautiful performance out there. I mean, what made you decide that you want to join?
Oh, like, it makes you know more music. It makes you more strength. Like, so it's
Evergreen Band!
Uphill!
Evergreen Band!
We move regardless.
We move, people. So we're still here with the Evergreen Movement Band, and I'm still here with Eben, who has been telling me all about, you know, the band since its inception, and where we are now is a new year, and we're still here. I'd like to find out more. Let's begin with your influences. Do you have like any musical genre that, or some people who have influenced the kind of music that you've done over the years?
So we kind of like focus more on the high life aspect of yeah. So Papa Yankson from Western region,
Right.
Papa Yankson,
Right.
AV Trento, yes. They've been of massive impact to us, and they kind of like project the Western culture. So that's what we are trying to follow suit. Exactly.
And do you have songs that you've composed yourself as
Yes.
a band? It would be interesting to know. You do?
Yeah, we do. You can check it out on Audiomack. Evergreen Movement Band.
Okay.
Yes, we have a couple of songs.
So where will that fall? High life
It's
music?
high life music.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, and some of the songs on that, is it an album or an EP?
It's an EP.
It's an EP.
It's not an album. I think we have 5 songs over there. But we sometimes make recordings of our performances and upload it on Audiomack too. So you'll have a feel of whatever we have for you.
And all
on
these
Audiomack.
songs on Audiomack have been written by the team members or
Yes.
written for you?
Not all,
Okay.
but we have some songs written by Evergreen. Yes.
Evergreen. Do
exactly.
we have the names of the songs?
We have You Don't Know Me. We have Brabo Soche.
Krabbe Sohe.
Brabo Soche.
Krabbe Sohe.
Yes. A lot.
And why are you not introducing us to that song? Well, before we leave, we get to
Exactly.
hear
Yes.
more of that.
Yes.
So you've won a couple of awards as well. Obviously, the industry is treating you well. You're making a lot of money, you told me. And high life is, you know, the influence that, or the genre that has influenced your craft over the years and all of that. What do you want to see change in the industry, for bands especially?
We really need some kind of like patronage.
Patronage.
Yeah. They don't really patronize the brass section of music. And we are kind of like, it makes us feel like we are left out. So we are seeking for patronage. They should really patronize in the brass music because we really project the music.
Right.
Yes. Through the brass music, we really project because we can play every genre of music. We play everything. So they should keep supporting us. They should patronize the brass section. Exactly.
Before I let you go, can you share with us some of your proudest moments, you know, probably on stage? You know that we went for this event and we killed it. Which event will that be?
I think that was a year ago. That was December, the Westside Carnival. We won the Westside Carnival Brass Band of the
Okay.
year. That was last year. The previous year, we couldn't take part. So that was our first time
Taking part.
we won.
And you killed it. You knew that you did.
We killed it.
Okay.
So that was it came as a surprise because your first time taking part in a competition and emerging as winners, it says a lot. And
But has there ever been a day where you know that today is not a good day? We went in there, it's just not a good day. Have you ever had that before?
We kind of like feel that sometimes, but we believe in one thing. Regardless of whatever we do, we have to play. And our motto says we move regardless. So regardless of whatever the situation might be, we have to play. We move.
I know that there are young ones part of this group. A lot of them are young ones. What advice would you give to a younger, guy? I see that there are no females in there. I know, but they didn't show up today. That's okay. But what advice do you think that you can give to a young person who is wanting to be part of a band like this in future?
What I would say to them is to put God first and keep doing what they love best. If it's music that you want to do it and put in your all and practice more on your instruments and let God lead you.
And let God lead you. That's a good advice. Thank you so much, Eben. Eben has been telling me all about the Evergreen Movement Band here, and he's promised that he will make sure that we have a feel of their EP that they release on Audio Mark. And so that's what we're going to be doing. That's the next thing you'll see. The Evergreen Band, the Evergreen Movement Band is large and in charge. So we're good to go. Bye.